Hi. Welcome to the Human Design for Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Yvette Mayer, and this show's for you if you're done with cookie cutter marketing and ready to build your personal brand in alignment with who you really are. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome back to the Human Design for Marketing podcast. On this auspicious day, as I record this, we have moved into the new year in the Human Design calendar, New Year 2025. So what that looks like is a little bit different than the traditional calendar. It actually starts around the 22nd of January each year. And we close out the transits. We have all 64 gates have moved through the transits through until the 21st of January. We've just had the gate 60 move through, which is so aligned to the energy that you want to take in terms of setting yourself up for aligned success and abundance this year, which is the gate 60. So we've just finished out 2024's Human Design calendar with gate 60. And I wanted to take this opportunity to actually bring you an episode that is very practical to help you connect into yourself and create from a place of alignment and intention the year that is going to set your soul on fire, to fulfill you, expand your heart, and create that big, beautiful impact that I know that you're here to bring us. And so for this episode, if you can, I would suggest that you actually get a paper and pen and listen to it, maybe more as a workshop, or listen to it right through and then come back to it rather, because there are some step-by-step processes. It sounds very practical. It's not as practical as you might think. It is. It's a mix. It's a mix of spiritual and practical. And this is based on work that I do with my clients and the process I take myself through to have the kind of life that I have manifested and intentionally brought to fruition over the last couple of years, really integrating human design into everything that I do around how I manage myself and my energy, how I leverage my unique brilliance, and doing that in a way that is so right for me and only me. And so this is a multi-step intention setting, planning setting episode. You're going to freaking love it. It works. So trust me when I say this is an amazing opportunity for you to allow what's been and let go of maybe the last couple of weeks where you've been less into being intentional and more into maybe holidaying or taking it easy. Maybe you've got kids at home. And now we are moving. I think the timing of the Human Design calendar feels so good for me. It really is the calendar that I run my business around. This between January 1st and the 22nd for me is always a bit loose. I tend to be traveling, and if I am back in my seat, my working zone, then it's more of a time of preparation and putting things in place to set me up. And so that is very much where I've been. The last week, while we moved through gate 60, which I call structure for freedom, I spent the week setting myself up for having the most aligned and abundant year through the right systems and processes. So I have been deep in things like my soulful funnels to make sure that I'm reaching the maximum number of people, generating automated income, things like that. That's what I've been setting myself up for. But now we get to, okay, let's really focus, be intentional, and create the vision and the steps to realize and materialize that vision. Are you with me? I trust that you are. So the first piece of this is very much about turning inwards. You want to marinate in what alignment feels like for you in your body. So really consider what you know of your design and what alignment and fulfillment and success, what is that for you, right? So I know that, and it's been my mantra for a long time, that for me, success is feeling lit up and liberated. So lit up by the work that I'm doing and excited by the life I'm creating, and liberated from needing to do it like anybody else, and being able to, work when I want, where I want, travel as much as I want, and do that in a style that I like that I've become accustomed to through my own journey. And that takes abundance. Okay. So how do I know that I am in alignment? Well, I am not forcing things. I am not chasing down new opportunities to get out there and do things differently. I'm not a manifestor. I'm a generator. I'm here to be in response. So I have to trust that when I take my time and allow life to come to me, that the right things will come my way, my sacral will fire up, and I will respond. Okay, so that's really true for me. And I will respond if it feels like a hell yes in my sacral and it lights me up. I move in that direction. So that's what I'd like you to do first, is just really have a think about that. What does it feel like in your body? What are the signals? What are the clues for you? And not just based on your type, but your entire design. Like, I know because you're listening to me that you have spent time with this and you have a degree of integration happening in your system. So start there. That might mean pausing this, coming back to it, and just taking your time to go internal, like to really look inwards. And then the next piece is kind of similar, but I think you're going to need the pen and the paper for this one. So the next piece of this is creating your aligned vision. So what does your most aligned and abundant 2025 look like for you? Now, I like to do this. It's not so much goals as really visualizing, and you can create a vision board if you like, really visualizing what is happening for me. And I'm going to give you some headings that have really helped me get clear on this. So, how will you feel? What will you be doing with your time? What are you creating in the world? What are you experiencing? These words are magic, right? What are you giving to the world? And what are you receiving? I'll say those again: feeling, doing, creating, experiencing, giving, receiving. Write those headings down. Maybe meditate or spend a little bit of time just getting into a space of opening up your intuition, allowing this vision to come through for you, and then jot down what is coming through in this vision. You're going to get so much out of this process alone. And then if you are somebody that likes to vision board, then this is going to help you bring that to life. So go do that. I like to use Pinterest for my vision board. And then once I've got all of that together, I download individual images, upload them into Canva, create a presentation slide of all of the images, and then I turn it into the background on my laptop. So it's there all of the time. And I have a very high track record of manifesting my desires. So highly recommend doing that. Okay. So you have your vision. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So the next step is, this is where it gets a little different to other people's processes, is rather than setting goals, I want you to set intentions. So you are playing an active role in making this vision come true. So let me give you an example of this. If my goal, if that's what I was working on, was to work no more than 15 hours a week, that's a goal, right? By the end of the year, and it might come with an income or an impact part to it as well, but it's a goal. Whereas setting an intention is, I will put the systems, structure, and support in place to automate more of my business so that I achieve this, right? So you are taking an active part. So if it feels easier to write goals first and then turn them into intentions, do that. I find that it unlocks some different ways of thinking about what you really want, and it allows you to step into the driver's seat. This is what I've done for the last 2 years, and it is not only empowering, it actually means that you're playing a role in your destiny. You're not waiting for this goal to happen. You're making it happen by setting these intentions as soon as you craft them. It is so freaking good. So trust me that this is going to help you get what you want. I wrote another example down when I was thinking about this episode, which was, if you, and this was based on myself being single, but not necessarily on my manifestation list, but if you wanted to welcome in a relationship this year, a goal might be, I will fall in love with the partner of my dreams. Whereas an intention would be, I will actively be on X platform or go on Y number of dates every week this year, right? Such an important difference, and so very manifestory, like in terms of making it happen. Okay, that's part 2. Now we get into this even greater place of energy, and that is, rather than thinking about what you want, rewrite those intentions. Yes, you're going to rewrite them again, but this time you're going to write them based on the impact that you are creating rather than what is in it for you. Such a powerful thing to do. And like I said, I've been doing this for the last couple of years and blowing my own mind with how energized and excited and aligned it has built my life to be. So let's walk through what this one looks like. So I'll keep using the same examples for ease. So if my intention was to continually ensure I have the systems, structures, and people in place to automate my business, that is my intention to get to my goal of working 15 hours a week. This is not mine, by the way, but there's some commonality, I will say that. And when I think about what is the impact of that on the world, it would turn into create systems, structures, and high value human design for marketing and business intelligence, and empower thousands or hundreds of thousands of women by making it easily accessible to them. Okay. How magical is this? Like actually thinking about the impact of getting what you want on others. So good. Now, the other example I had was about dating. So it could be that I'm going to, I would actually think this one would be about create enjoyment for potential partners by being my best self and making them laugh or being authentic, whatever that feels good for you, and helping them see that there's the right woman out there for them. Okay, so see how no matter what it is, you can actually kind of slow yourself down, think about this from an impact on the world perspective. And what you're going to end up with is not just your intentions, but a very energizing approach to amplify, like really amplify this in your body, because we are all, yes, we're self-invested, but we are all so motivated and I say we because I'm referring to you listening to this podcast, we're so motivated to make a positive contribution in the world. And when you flip it into this place, you can actually get out of your own selfish, self-absorbed, like being a bit navel gazing, and instead shift your energy into, well, I have to do this because it's making the world a better place. So it's very, very motivating and inspiring, and it is going to help you power up your year. So this is the basis for really working out, let's call it, how you're going to manifest your year and take the inspired action to materialize what you truly desire in your vision. Now, the other thing that I always do, and it is a bit of a next step, it's a separate process, but I find that they complement each other really well. And this is following the be, do, have model. Now, this model's been around for, I don't know, a very, very long time. I first came across it by studying behavioral coaching with Jim Fortin. He also coached James Wedmore. So I've heard James Wedmore talking about it. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. But here's the theory of it. Most people decide what they want to have and they stop there. And we've kind of done that. We've visualized what we want to have. We've rewritten it. So we're taking an active role, which is going to help this next step. Because the really key piece in the be, do, have model is, yes, when you're thinking about it, you start with the have, but then you need to go into, well, what do I need to do? Like, what is my to-do list? And you're going to find your intentions are pretty close to this, but you might go a bit more practical when you get to do this list. So the next step you're going to go through is listing out by the end of the year, based on your goals and your intentions, what you will have by the end of the year. Okay, and this may look like this at this point. This may look like goals. It may look like I'm going to have a business that is multiple six figures and I'm going to work 15 hours a week, right? And then you're going to get into the do list, which is going to come from your active intentions around, okay, these are all of the things I'm actually going to do, and you can break this down. So when I do this with clients, we do this on a Trello board. I use Trello for everything. And the first thing we do is we do the vision. Then we do the list of haves. Then we do the list of what am I going to do this year? So make a commitment to the things you're going to action this year. Then the next piece is, who do I need to become to actually do all of this? And I want you to pick 3 words for who you need to become. Now, get really honest with yourself about behaviors that you're already in and behaviors that are a stretch for you, because you need to include at least one stretch, because you're not going to get where you want to be by behaving how you've always behaved, right? So you do need to push yourself here into new territory. So I've already done this process myself. So the stretch word for me was take responsibility for every outcome. Okay, that's a bit of a hardcore one, but I feel like sometimes I can not get lazy, but just pull back and not do the follow through. I'm not the most organized person in the world. And so this piece for me is, I will take responsibility. I will take responsibility. And when I do that, then I'm far more likely to materialize all of the vision that I've set at the beginning. So this is the key piece, because in the be, do, have model, you flip it, trusting and knowing that when you become who you need to be to have this wildly aligned and successful and abundant year, that you will be the person that makes it happen. And so you really want to get very clear on what these 3 words are. Maybe one is something that you already are, like magnetic. I'm already magnetic. I need to be magnetic. I'm already that. Okay. And just build that into the things that you are focused on who you are, on who you're being in the world every day. but then you're going to put at least one, if not two, stretch words in there. So whether that's confident, self-assured, organized, creative, you do you. You know the gaps, the areas for stretch that are going to make the biggest difference in your behavior and who you're becoming to actually make this your most aligned and abundant year ever. So that is the complete process. Now, I want you to do this during this transit. We have just moved into the first gate in the Sun transit in 2025 in the Human Design Calendar, which is gate 41. The way I speak to this one, and you will find this if you are connected to my blog post on this or watch the YouTube video on gate 41, it's all about that crystal clarity of where you're moving towards, but taking the time to pause and aim. Okay, so the perfect time to do this exercise is pause, get clear, and aim yourself towards the most accurate. And I'm just visualizing a dartboard. You want to go for the center of the dartboard. So you're going to pull back and really focus your aim to go there further, faster, and in a way that feels so freaking good for you in your whole business and in your life. Now, if you want more on this, make sure you go and watch the Gate 41 video that's on YouTube. I'll put the link into this episode. If you are like, that goal you were talking about with the working less and earning more and setting yourself up to do that, big news. I'm actually running a live training next week on the 29th of January, 2025, called Liberated by Low Ticket. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is I would love you to join it. You're going to find a link if you're listening to this in real time so that you can go and sign up. There are only 100 spots, so make your move quickly. I'm also telling you this because I am going to reveal for the first time the steps that I've taken over the last 13 months in a lot more detail than I have on the podcast that have absolutely transformed my business to a place where I have so much impact and more freedom. And I'm talking about low ticket being a big part of my business model now, which it was not. 13 months ago was not. I launched my very first low ticket digital product in December 2023. Over the last 13 months, I have brought in 46, it's probably more now, but $46,000 in low ticket sales. Now, I have started to run ads, but only in the last 4 weeks. So this was not because I had an ad funnel going. It is the merit of low ticket and how they can really transform your business because you set them up to be automated. People buy them while you're asleep, and it gives you more time back to live that life where you get to choose where you work, how you work, whether that's location, whether it's time of day, while you make a bigger impact and help more people. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you join us. I would love to see you there live. I can't wait to be back in your ears again soon. I would very much appreciate you jumping into my Instagram DM after this, letting me know how you went with this episode, with this process. And as always, please leave me a review. 5 stars would be lovely. I hope to be back in your ears again soon. Bye for now. There are heaps more resources in the show notes. I can't wait to be back in your ears again soon. Bye for now.